Fine, you want to see me do a Minecraft mod? You know I'm terrible at this game. I'm going to do it on hard mode, though, because that's going to be funnier for everyone, especially me. I'm going to show coordinates, because I got the sense of direction of a goddamn goldfish that's trying to breathe air. And, you know, we're not going to bother with the immediate respawn. We're just going to do this on hard mode, and we're going to see how long until we die. We're just going to play the rules like you die, you're dead. You're a lucky one. Okay? Sound good? Great. We're gonna have a Norse time. We're gonna behave. We're gonna say hi to Loki, maybe, if we see Loki. I like Loki. Loki's nice. You know, he once disguised himself as a giant lady horse so that a giant's horse that's very giant could impregnate him. Also, that Freya wouldn't get married to that giant troll, ogre, orc. Yeah, so Loki got impregnated by a giant's horse, and he ended up giving birth to an 8-legged horse. And you might be asking why. Well, the giant, he was building a wall around Asgard to guard their asses, and they're like skeptical he could do it, so they agreed to his terms. He's like, if I build this wall in under a month, I get to marry Freya. And you know, she's like the blonde goddess, so you know, she's the only one worth marrying because she's Aryan. And yeah, so she's like, I don't want to get married to that troll, which is very unrealistic. The blondes always go for monsters. And so what does Loki do? He saves her. He chads her out of that situation. Yeah, everything has a different texture here, by the way. I think you noticed that by now. It's atmospheric. I know I don't need multiple bows, but you never know. You might find an enchanting table that you know nothing about how to work with. Yeah, it could be good. It could be a good time for you, but you're fighting me. You're fighting me. Anyways, about Loki getting about clopping Loki there. Yeah, so he gets impregnated with a horse. And Odin is goddamn crazy. He's like, I'm gonna ride that horse into battle, and its name is Sleipnir, and it's a thing. Loki fucked a horse, had a kid. Odin loves that kid. Odin is riding Loki's child into battle. Loki is just the parent to livestock. I'm not taking these soups. I ain't gonna get the boo-boos that requires soups, Grandma. Now let's go into this room and see what's in this chest. It's always random. Oh my god, what can I do with any of this? What can I do? I don't need this much food. I'll take your stone sword. I'll be grateful to take your stone sword. That's a very good stone sword. Did you make it yourself? I'm proud of you. God damn it. I lied to a child. Ugh. Leather armor. You see, leather armor is important when you're playing on hard mode because it's going to show that you don't know what you're doing because that's all you're wearing. Yep, this is my face. I gotta say, I'm looking like the character you were imagining I would... What are you looking at? Do I look like I have candy for you? No. No! Get away from me! Get away! I gotta get out of here before somebody heard that. Somebody heard that. I don't want to get arrested. You know what they do to guys like me? Oh. Witness. You know what they do to guys like me in prison? I gotta kill this whole goddamn village. I don't wanna... They're all innocent. But it's just every time you kill someone, somebody else sees it. Okay, I think we're good. I don't want rabbit... I killed a man for rabbit stew and I'm not even hungry. Okay, let me tell you more weird things about Norse mythology. Okay, there's this guy called Kravos, right? So there's like two different races of like humanoid gods in Norse mythology. There's the Aesir and there's the Vanir. The Aesir are like the war gods, you know, like Odin and his pal. Freya is a Vanir. They're like just imagine the Elf Kingdom. Vanir are just pretty nature gods and stuff. And the Aesir are like humanity's gods, like gods of war, gods of construction, all that shit. This is my first time being in the water here. Hang on. If you look around, it's nice. It's a really nice place, very Norse. Why did I get myself into the drinky stuff? I am not thirsty. Is it part of like some elaborate escape thing? People don't care if I stab another one of the villagers. There are no crimes here. Only criminals, barbarians, my people. In fact, if I were British, I'd be enslaved. Oh, sorry, back to Kravos. I'm a rambling monster. Kravos is this dude that was born when the Aesir and the Veneer decided to start working as like one community, because everyone's oh no, he saw the body. Yeah, so the Aesir and Veneer decided to live in complete harmony and peace or some shite like that. And they, the way that they agreed to do that is they all spat into a goblet. They got all individual amounts of spit into the same goblet. They made a cesspool of spit. And from that cesspool of spit, the smartest man to ever live was born. His name was Kravos. He knew everything. And the way he proved it was they asked him things only gods would know. And he was able to answer them. Maybe they should have asked him how to stop Ragnarok. Yeah, and they wouldn't die from it. But you can't help it. People are goddamn stupid, so are the gods. That's the point of paganism. And so they all spit into a cup, and Kravos is like born a Jimmy Neutron here, going around with the big Oonga Boonga brain, slinging it all the free-form thoughts. And he's like, I'm done here. You had your meeting. I was born. I answered your stupid questions. I'm gonna go around the universe and I'm gonna spread my knowledge to the world. Well, wouldn't you know, he found two dwarves, and they're just complete jackasses. Like, they kill him. I forgot why they killed him, but when they killed him, they made wine with his blood. And that was called the Kravos wine, and that's the name of this story. And the Kravos wine makes the person who drinks it infinitely smart. It gives them too much knowledge. More knowledge than a person should have. It brings them up into a higher tax bracket. So the dwarves made this. Well, don't you know, when you kill somebody, people start asking questions. Where do they go? Odin has these two ravens, Hugin and Moonin, and he starts putting them up to flying around and seeing if they see Kravos anywhere. And they're the right things for the job. Like, his wolves can't do it, they can't fly, so he has his ravens looking around. So, back to these two dwarves. Let's see what was happening. Oh yes, because they're jackasses, right? They see a giant, and they kill him for some reason. And so they kill the Kravos dude, make wine out of his blood. They kill a giant. I think they owed money to him or something. And the giant's wife comes over, right? Eventually. And she's just crying and crying over and over, and they can't stand it. So they kill her. They lure her outside to look at their garden, while the other one rolls a boulder off the top of their house. Crushes her. This time, that giantess's son was coming over because she left something at the house. She's getting killed by a goddamn boulder because she's crying too much, expressing human emotion, and these dwarves kill her. It's not a good look at all. And the person who saw is the wrong person, because that's the woman's son. That's the son of the man who also got killed by these two dwarves. So they got a good body count already. And I'm sorry I'm butchering the story. I'm getting the main elements right. But yeah, they kill her in front of her son as he's walking up, and he's furious. He starts tying them up and beating them up like he's looking for oil and he works for the US government. And they start pleading for their life, and they're like, hey, we got wine that can make you infinitely smart. And he's like, oh, really? And then he starts putting them in a boat and driving off to the ocean so he can drown them very slowly. His plan was to kind of yo-yo them in and out of the drink, just enough so that they could take panic gasps of air, but not enough to fill their lungs, and then go right back in. And And they're like, no, the wine's real. They're swearing up and down that the wine is real. And the guy's like, okay, fine. Show me where it is. And they take him to the 3 barrels of wine they were able to make out of this dude, Kravos. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just telling you a story and stabbing people as I see people. You see a person, you stab a person. But, yeah. So he takes a sip and he feels like a wise guy. So he's like, okay, I'm taking your wine. You can live. I don't care about my parents anymore. Well, actually, he still kills them. But the important thing is that Odin's narcs, Hugin and Munin, see this, and they're reporting back to him. They're like, hey, Odin, you won't believe this. You know how you like that smartsy brain thought stuff? Well, here's a bunch of wine that will make you smart, which is usually exactly what wine does. So he starts going after this giant. This story is long as balls, which is good because this gameplay through. Oh my god. Look at that. It would help if I actually explore the things that make this world unique instead of just walking around this void here. So Odin's like, okay, I'm going to start going after this wine. And, mind you, shape-shifting for some reason in Norse mythology is a feminine thing. But Odin does it. He turns into a hawk and he starts flying over in the direction of the village that this ogre giant owns. Sorry, no, he's just a giant. He's not an ogre. He's not ugly. He's just really tall and handsome. Same. And so he gets to the property that this guy owns, and as soon as he gets there, he sees something interesting in his birdie form. He sees 3 dudes harvesting wheat, which I guess is a first for him. And his first act of chaos as being Odin the asshole is to say that he can make them cut 3 times as much of the wheat that they're getting. And they're like, no way. And he pulls out this enchanted wedding stone, which is something that you stand shit against. No, that's not a good entrance. Yeah, so he pulls out this wedding stone, he sharpens one of their sides, and, you know, in an instant swing, without even, like, using it full-heartedly, he was able to get everything. Just a clean cut right at the root. And so all 3 of these workers are like, I want that sharpening stone. And he's like, okay, well, you all have what it takes, but it's gonna cost you, you all have what it costs to have this thing. And so he throws it into the air, and they all reach for it greedily. Oh shit, do I have to parkour? They all reach for it greedily, and while they're doing that, they cut each other in the necks. They slit their own throats together. Oh shit. So, yeah, the price of that wedding stone was their lives, and all 3 of them just lay dead, bloody in the field. And Odin, he's just a sociopath. Like, really, he has personality issues. He's a harm to himself. He's a harm to others. And I don't know who this person is, but they're a human being. So, yeah, he kills him. Why did he do that? Well, he's a job stealer. So the guy who owns the farm, he goes to that guy's house, and following 2 days later, like, he lays low for a little bit, then he goes to the house of the guy who owns that farm, who works for that giant, who has the beer made of Kravos. The wine made of Kravos, the Kravos wine that makes you super smart. So 2 days later, he goes there, and the guy's depressed, and he's like, oh, what's wrong, big fella? And he's like, well, stranger, don't you know? Also, Odin's name is Urkinus, which means worker of misfortune, which is what he did. So this guy says, well, all 3 of my workers, they just killed themselves, and I gotta finish this harvest, so the giant is gonna kill me, and he's gonna kill my wife, and he's gonna kill my kids, and he's gonna eat my dog. So Odin's like, oh, don't worry. I can harvest this whole amount of wheat for you in under a month. I don't know why everything in Norse mythology has to be under a month, but that's what he did. So the guy is like, oh, what? And Odin's like, all you have to do is just let me know where that a giant dude's keeping his barrels of wine. And mind you, this isn't just like a guy who is owned by the giant. This is also a giant, because it's a giant community, and his brother is actually that same giant, and he knows how proud that dude is of his wine. I don't know why he didn't drink it all already to become infinitely smart, but that's just him. He's saving it. It's practical. I guess he's gonna trade it for something. But the dude's like, okay, we'll see, but you gotta harvest it first. So Odin's like, okay. And then, wouldn't you know, a month happens and Odin gets it all harvested, and the giant's brother is just freaking out, like, oh no, he's gonna kill me. This dude knows about the wine, you know? And so he eventually has to cave into Odin's demands, because Odin's a sociopath, and he starts taking him over to his brother's mountain where he keeps the wine. And only his brother knows how to open it, unfortunately. Where the fuck am I? 16 minutes in. Yeah, so only the brother knows how to open the wine bottle. It's unfortunate. The wine mountain. There's a special door or something that's... you saw Hobbit, that's exactly what it's based off of. And Odin, he's not easily dissuaded, so he's just like, okay, fine. Drill a hole and I'll be satisfied that I can't get through it. But just drill a hole to the inside and I'll be satisfied if I can look in and see, like, there's no possible entry. And the guy's like, well, I don't have my drill. And Odin's like, well, I got one right here. And, you know, that's annoying to do. So Odin gives the giant the drill. The giant drills a hole into the side of the mountain. And he gives up because it's hard work. He's sweating. He's getting grit all over him. All he can breathe in is stone dust. And he's like, ah. Oh, so if he sees it's dark inside there, even though I didn't finish drilling through, he'll give up. So like, hey Odin, hey Flurk, I finished drilling that hole you asked for, you asshole. Look inside. Look, I'm wasting my time here. I don't want to be here. I want to be home with my field and my crops, things that understand me. And Odin looks inside, but he's clever. He actually doesn't trust that he actually drilled all the way through. So he blows into it, and instead of the stone dust going through the other side of the hole, it hits him right in the face. Odin gets a face full of dust, and he's furious. So he's like, enough of your lies. Finish drilling your hole, old man. And the guy finishes drilling. He's scared now. He's messing with crazy smart, wicked smart. And it's unfortunate, because as soon as he drills a hole all the way through, Odin peers in, he sees torchlight, and boom, he changes into a snake and he slithers right through right before the guy knows what hits him. And this guy's panicking because he can't get in there after him. His brother's gonna lose all his wine most likely, so he goes home and he hangs himself. Odin is a piece of shit, I tell you. And anyways, what happens next is Odin slithers on in, and who's there but the giant's daughter. And now Odin's like, huh, she must have been locked up in here for a while. So he changes from a snake into his god form right in front of this probably underage-year-old girl, and he's just like, he disrobes, he just pulls his schlong out, and he's like, suck it. And she was blushing and she actually went for it. I'm not happy to say that because, well, obviously. So that happens, and it goes on for a few days, as it happens to. And instead of going to jail, Odin's like, hey, where's he keeping the wine? And she's like, oh, it's over there, but he's gonna kill me if I lose any. And he's like, I don't care about that. And then he drinks it all, and wouldn't you know, the giant comes back. The giant who worked hard to kill those two dwarves, who worked hard to kill that dude, who was born from a bowl full of god spit. So Odin's just like, wicked smart right now, but super drunk because it's still wine. So the giant comes home, he sees Odin at the barrels, he's getting his last gulps in, and he sees the overturned other 2 barrels or so, and he's just angry. It's giant on god rage. So he starts chasing after him, and you know, gods, they're like human sized. It's It's not a fair fight. So Odin changes into a bird. He flaps off. He gets out of the mountain. And he starts flying over the world. Because you gotta keep in mind, like, there's 9 different worlds in Norse mythology, but like, for someone like Odin, he can just fly through them, like, just by continuing in one direction long enough. Is this a library? Is this the ultimate enchantment table? Oh my god. I have no lapis lazuli. Hang on, I gotta take a leak. I'm gonna pause this real quick. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Odin, he turns into a bird. He flies away from the giant dude. He's going all the way back to Valhalla, or Asgard, whatever you call it. Same place, really. And the giant's chasing him. So the way Odin outsmarts him is during their chase, he knows that the giant isn't after him. He's just after the wine, because you know, it takes big Unga Brunga brains to realize that if you puke some of it out, the dude's actually going to chase it greedily for some wine. He hadn't even tasted it yet. That's the real reason he was mad. He didn't have any of his Kravos wine. He didn't gain much knowledge. He only had to sip from the dwarves. He was been sitting on it, waiting for a fortune to come out of it, and this dude comes in, bangs his daughter, and just runs off with the wine. And you know, he lost his parents to get it. Those dwarves killed him. I haven't forgotten that. It's horrible. Oh, lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli. Oonga boonga amounts. I never found this place. I'm gonna never remember that it exists. So Odin pukes out some of the wine because he's pretty sure the giant dude will take it. Because that dude did change into a bird and fly after him after it. But like, yeah, he pukes it out and the giant in his bird form flies after the wine. And tries to gulp it up, but he doesn't even get a drop. And where that wine lands, that's actually on Midgard. That's us. That's us. So where those drops of wine landed are where all the philosophers, poets, and intellectuals come from. Just drops of wine landing on their head and shit. Yep. Told you this was a bad update. I should enchant something, but I don't know. I don't have any experience. I want an enchanted hoe. I can't do a goddamn thing. This is a very nice enchantment setup. Wow. I have no levels. I have no bows that can be enchanted. I didn't kill anything yet. In fact, all I really did since I started this video was to tell you about like horse fucking and spit wine. So, yep. That's about the crust of it. We're gonna see how far we can go before we get killed, though. I'm gonna start thinking of other stories. There's a lot of weird ones. Yeah, I like Norse mythology. It's the best religion for how weird it gets. Yikes. I died. What a shame. Goodbye.